Hello! Well, so here's what's going on. The Sephora sale is starting. I'm not sure if I'm posting this on Thursday night or Friday morning, but to me it starts Thursday night, but it's really Friday morning at 12:01 on Friday, Thursday night, 12:01 Pacific time. And I'll put down below the tiers, the start dates, and how much each tier gets because I want to get into it because I've already shot this, but the clouds are going in and out and I changed the light and I'm like, wow, I like this light so much better that I should reshoot it. So now everything's all over the place. Let's not waste a minute. I am going to try very much not to have this be a very long video because I know you're probably watching a lot of recommendations, but why? Just watch mine. All right, let's talk first about, as I said, I did already shoot this, but some of the things that I shot, I'm going to bring back in. The light will be a little different, the color will be a little different, but I did swatches, for instance. I tried 3 different products on my lips, for instance, and I put on a highlighter, and I can't put it on again because I've already put it on. So you'll see some of the footage from earlier and some of the footage from now. For eyeshadows, we're just going to start in eyes. For eyeshadows, there were 2, really 3 standout products for me this year. And this video isn't about what's new, but at the same time, we've already seen things that have already come out, so some of it is going to be about what's new. These Merit Solos, I just love. On the day-to-day, I'm often using Studio, and I have already swatched them, but let me re-swatch because I came back 20 minutes later. I had tried to wipe the product off my hand and it wouldn't budge. So I was just going to clean my hand. I'm telling you, I paper towel, boom, it stays. So I'm going to need some makeup remover a little bit later on. But the good news is I don't have to worry about getting it on my clothes. Thumbs up. But I took a little bit off, so I want you to see the full opacity. This one is Studio, and this one I'm not sure what it's called, but everything will be linked below, all the colors, all that stuff. Love these on the day-to-day. I do use this, even though it looks like it's black, it's a gray, as you can see from here. And the way I apply this is more fluttery, so I will take, actually, I think I applied it with this brush. I will take something that is not squirrel, but something that is either goat or synthetic, and I'll kind of do this thing because I don't want the full opacity. And the way I use it with Studio is I take this rougher brush. This is a creamy formula. It's not like if you melt the Bobbi Brown sticks down, that's what it's going to be like. Not at all. This is more creamy, but it's not loose, and it absolutely sets down like crazy. And it builds like crazy too, so you don't have to worry about problems when you're building it if you need to build. It has a click. Make sure you get that click because you don't want the air coming in. But this Refer 36 brush, perfect. I'll just pick it up in here and I'll dot, dot, dot. And then I'll take this side and I'll do a little blending so there's not a hard line, and that's it. If you are hooded, if you have oily lids, if you are tired of putting on something here and having it transfer up here, you need to try these. Once they set, they're set. But they don't crinkle, they don't dry your skin, and they don't get patchy and pieces falling away. It's not flaky. It's really fabulous. All right, palettes. I am wearing the Patrick Ta palette. This is another Major Dimensions. It has a cool row here, which is what I'm wearing, and a warm row here. If you already have the first one, it's not the same exactly, but it's similar enough. But I like that this gives me 2 choices. So I could do one for night. This could easily be a night look if I went with a little bit darker colors, but it's great for a day look. And the same thing, the browns, you can make a nice smoky brown eye, but you can do an everyday look too. It gives you just the right amount of variety to be useful if you're traveling and you don't want to carry with you tons and tons of makeup. You need a little bit of variety. Love that. The Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. I said when I reviewed this that I thought her Glam palette was probably her biggest seller, and I said at that time, I think this is going to do even better. It is so lovely. I wore it yesterday when I did the video on ranking 7 of my concealers, which I'll post right here. And I just love this palette. It stays right here. I use it all the time. If I'm not doing the Merit and I want to sit down and do my eyes for 10 minutes, this is the one where I don't have to think, what do I want to do? What am I going to wear? Because it has such a neutrality to it. But you can see it's not neutral. I mean, there's some pinks in here, there's some taupees in here, and yet it's fabulous. It's just great. There are several shades in here that I also do as one and done. So I just pick up a brush, swipe, 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 and I'm going. So you don't have to use a cream to have a one and done. This will give you that same effect too. Love these eye products, and I'm using them all the time. So those are new, but let's talk about something that isn't new, but I've talked about many, many times. If you watch my videos, my eyeshadow videos, you've seen me use this many times. I've used this nonstop since it came out, and it is the Hourglass Voyeur. Because, or Voyeur, however you want to say, it doesn't leave the waterline. It just doesn't. Boom, done. I have it in Cave, which is brown, but it really feels more like brown black. I do wish they'd have something that was a little bit closer to a brown, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm happy to have something that doesn't fall away after an hour or 2 or 15 minutes. Let's talk a little bit about mascara. It's very personal. Some people like a fluffy, big lash. Some people like the lengthening. And some people like a little fluttery lash where it looks like it's my lash. It doesn't look like makeup. I'm kind of that person, but this year things have changed a little bit, and they may change back. I'm exploring like most of us do, right? And I have fallen in love with this. This is the Westman Atelier. I'm wearing it now, and it is a fluffy lash, but it's a fluffy big lash, and I just love it. Now, the first time I tried something similar to this that I liked was the Ilia. So I also want to recommend that to you because it is less expensive, but I tried this the other day and I'm like, you know what? I like the Westman Atelier better. Not that this is bad. I remember when I put this on, I thought, oh wow, this is a lot of lashes. This is just too much for me. And then I kind of thought, wow, actually, no, actually, I'm really, really liking it. It doesn't look fake, it is not clumpy, and it doesn't have that spidery, really long lashes that are touching your eyebrows kind of a thing. I love it. Another one I love, you've heard me talk about this before, this is the Push-Up Lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. Really odd little wand situation here. I'll turn it around and you can see. This is, I think, in Dream Pop or something like that, and it's a brown that doesn't have too much red in it, and it gives you the fluffiest, most real looking lashes, which is what I prefer. I also find, because my eyes are small, I sometimes find when I put on black mascara, suddenly my eyes look much smaller. It closes things up instead of opening them up. So brown is really important, and I found one that I love. This is my second, and I am definitely getting another one at the sale. And I think that's going to wrap up eyes. Now I think for lips, which we're going to go to next, I'm going to use the footage that where the light was kept on changing, because I did try on several of these things and my lips are a little angry at me. So let's go to that, lips. Let's talk a little bit about color products. This year, I don't know, I just felt I wanted to do more muted looks on the cheeks and on the lips. So the colors that I'm talking about are on the muted side, but it doesn't matter. The formula is what matters, and if you don't like these colors, you can go another way. I'm going to talk about this again, this Laura Mercier Soft Petal. It's this particular color that I'm really enjoying. It's kind of a, I don't know what to wear, and you put this on. It's not too pink, but it has some pink to it. Down below I'll have links to everything with the names of the colors because I don't have my magnifying glass in here. These two I love from Galon. It came out a couple of years ago, but I didn't discover them until recently. And I have two colors. One is in lavender, which I've been exploring a lot more this year. And one is a little bit pink. It's kind of clear, but you can tell. See that indentation there? That's my lips. I'm just going hard on these. They're very, very comfortable. I think they're super elegant to keep in your bag to pull that out after a little lunch. And I'm enjoying them very, very much. Valentino came out with this product that you can use on your cheeks and on your lips. And this is one of those lighter, less intense colors. I'm wearing it on my lips now. I think for a lot of people, it might be very, very close to their own lip color, and it's not too far from mine. I don't have it on my cheeks today, but I just love this. I got it in a red as well as this color, and this is the one that I keep out and I go to over and over again. Super comfortable. It is matte, I believe, but it doesn't feel like a matte. And I'm just going to put a little bit more on, although I shouldn't. I love the doe foot. It's not really doe foot, but there's a point at the tip, so you can kind of make sure your entire lip is covered. I think it might have a little bit of dimethicone in it. Not sure, but it has a cushiness, a comfortable nature to it. Really like, but I was using this all the time on my cheeks too. Just dot dot, blend out with my fingers. I really, really enjoy that. Let me take that off because I'm going to put on the next. Huda Beauty did the same kind of product. This one, however, I prefer on the lip. And oh, this is the color. This is not a good spot, but it's a nice yoga pose, right? I go to this all the time too. It's another one where I've done my makeup and I want a little something on my lip, but I don't know what. This is the one. Isn't that lovely? It looks a little different. It looks kind of brown, and then when you smooth it out, it's not. And it's also incredibly comfortable, both on the face and on the cheeks, but I love this. Again, I've got to take this off quickly because this will stay on. It is a stain. So I have a little bit of a stain, which I also don't mind. This is new also. Charlotte Tilbury. I didn't really care for the colors, but you may. This is the only color I thought this is something I can wear. And it kind of smells like icing on a cake. Hard to be mad about that. It is very, very comfortable. One of the gimmicks about this one is you can wear it full opacity like this, or you can pat it down and just have a haze. So here's full and here's the haze. Now, a red lip. I love a red lip. I love the Lip Stunna from Fenty. It is the perfect red. I like a matte lip very much as well. And this one is $9.99 from Dior. I kind of thinking, I don't know if I want to put this on because it's not going to do the color scheme, but we're going to. This is a mini. You know, I don't know. I think it kind of goes with the look. The light is changing, you guys. The clouds are in and out today, so it might be hard to tell, but I think it kind of works. And I do love a red. So if you're looking for a red, the Lip Stunna, which I didn't pull out, and the Dior 999. I want to talk about a couple more Charlotte Tilbury products. They don't fall under new, but they do follow under really, really good perennial products that you might want to look into. I've already have my swatch right here. This is the highlighter that I love so, so much. It comes in a wand. I usually put one here and go boop, 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 boop. And it's just gorgeous. I'm going through a stage right now where I'm not really into highlighters, but I think that's going to change because of that Tom Ford highlighter I just got. And contour. If you need to contour, this is the wand, and I usually just go boop boop and blend out with the Beauty Blender. It's lovely. I don't contour that often, but when I do, that's what I prefer. It's the easiest. It seems the first time you try it, oh no, this is a lot of product, how am I going to make it work? But it just works like that. Also, I have the single because I don't use it a lot, I don't contour a lot, but this is the Bronze and Glow. This bronze color, quote unquote, works great right here. And I just use my Wing Goss brush, boop, 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 and it's ideal. So a couple of Charlotte Tilbury products that are worth mentioning if you haven't tried them or if it's been so long that you've forgotten about them. Okay, this is going to be hard to segue with editing. Oh, what a mess I've made for myself. But the Tom Ford highlighter that just came out, it's limited edition. It is stunning. And I did put it on in this video. So I'm going to cut to that. So I did speak about the highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury, which I love, which is right here. Again, don't let it scare you. But this new Tom Ford, this is a limited edition. I love this. Love, love, love this. I'm going to take an old eyeshadow brush and pick it up this way, because I think this is how I usually do powders. It's been such a long time since I've done a powder highlighter that I couldn't remember. And just do a little bit, because I don't have on anything today. And this is something you can build to be quite shiny, but you could also do something really, really subtle. See that? So, so, so pretty. And let me do a little swatch for you. It's right here, and this is the Tillbury. So this is a little bit more pink, and this is a little bit more champagne. So beautiful. And you know, I'm not someone who does a lot of highlighter, but this one I'm kind of loving. Now we're going to do blush. There were two products in the lip area that are cheek and lip, and then I have a couple of other things that I just deeply, deeply love. I am not sure that this color from Dior is available at Sephora, but it is called Sillage, but sometimes it's called something else. So down below in the description, I'm just going to write the number, which I cannot read. It's such an interesting color. It isn't grayish, but I think grayish is what it's called, but it has this pinkness to it, a mauviness to it. It's fantastic for at night, or if you don't want to bring a lot of color, vibrant color to your cheeks. I'm wearing it today, so I put it on about here, right? And then I wanted to put on a little bit of vibrancy, and I went in with this. This is also for cheeks and eyes from Valentino. I am going through a stage with lilacs, but it's on my cheeks now, and I don't think anybody would say, oh, your cheeks are lilac. It's not campy, it's not obvious, but it's this bluishness that is so real and healthy looking, and I love this. I have another color in this. It's something you probably want to pick up with a squirrel, with a brush that isn't like a goat, because it is pigmented. And finally, this Makeup by Mario. This specific color, but the formula is fantastic. It doesn't matter if you like a different color or not, but I'm into those gentle blushes right now. I picked this up with Beauty Blender, and this stays out. It's right here. And when I'm just leaving the house to go run some errands, I want something quick, I go to this quite often. I think Makeup by Mario does especially well with blush formulas and blush colors, both in cream and powder, and might be a time to pick something up from that brand. Let's go into foundation and concealer. Today I am wearing this. So on my eyes I'm wearing the Patrick Ta, I'm wearing the Western Atelier mascara, I'm of course wearing the Hourglass liner, I am wearing the blush from Dior and from Valentino. My lips are mishmash after trying on all those colors, so it's really, I'm wearing a balm on top of whatever was left. I did put a little bit of the Western Atelier bronzer on, which, as far as bronzers go, I'm right now not wearing a lot of bronzer. I don't always do bronzer, and I don't always do highlighters, but when I do, I'm wearing other brands. Like there's 3 brands I'm working with, and this is one of them. It's a beautiful bronzer, beautiful packaging, and I have some on right now, so that is something I want to recommend. The Fenty Stick is my foundation. I usually just go and then take a brush and blend it out, but today I actually picked it up with the brush, like yay, and pounced it on. And I really, really like this a lot. They say that this is light coverage, but I get a solid medium. You could probably put less on, who am I kidding, and swipe it around and have less coverage, but I like to get a little more coverage right here. And I just enjoy that. I've been wearing it so often. Also in foundations, I have to recommend the House Labs Triclone. I keep on recommending this to you because it looks so beautiful on the skin, even though they don't make a shade for me. And the last time I said that, someone left me a rather snarky remark. Well, they have 45 colors, and I restrained from being snarky back, saying, and yet not one for me. I've tried many colors. They don't have one for me, but if they do have one for you, and you like fuller coverage, you can actually get this to a light medium. You just have to use a little. A pump goes a long way. It is beautiful on the skin. I have to recommend it because not everybody is my shade. And then for concealers, of course I did the concealer video the other day, and you should take a look at it if you have the time. It's a long one. You might find, oh, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm looking for, but I'm going to mention two. First of all, I'm going to mention this corrector. If you like to wear foundation that is lighter coverage, but you have redness to cover, and you want to maybe go on with the concealer, but the concealer is not quite the same color as the foundation, or it's thicker or heavier, because they usually are, and it emphasizes texture you might have on your cheeks. Honestly, go with something like this. Put this on first, then you do your light foundation, and you won't have to go on with concealer to cover this and have that extra texture. It's really lovely. I do love their concealer a lot. It is thinner. It is so easy. It does trough. So I wait a few minutes and then I buff it out a little bit and then I powder. It is a light medium coverage. It's it's medium. It's not solid. It's not the biggest, fullest coverage you're ever going to get, but it's good for real life makeup. And I use this the most often. But today I'm wearing the Tom Ford. And that is what was number 2 in my video ranking. And today I told you I use this brush. Boop, boop, boop. I got some under my eyes. Because this particular color is a little too light for me, I wanted to get some of the foundation under the eyes, and then I picked up with a brush the foundation and then put the teeniest bit on. So it's a little bit lighter than what's going on with my foundation, but not too bright so that it's distracting, for me anyway. And this is beautiful. And the troughing ratio on this, the troughing score on this is very low. If you put it on wrong, too much, or your moisturizer is not working with it, you will get troughing. But there have been times I put this on where I got hardly any or none. And you guys, boy, I hope this is going to edit well, since I could have put together 2 videos because of this in and out clouds. The sky is blue and beautiful. It's just, these clouds. It's so pretty out. I'm just looking out the bathroom window and watching these trees move in the breeze. I rhymed. That's going to wrap up today's video, you guys. Enjoy the sale. I will be back with trying on new things that I get, or showing you new things that I get. If it's hair stuff, I won't be trying it on. And, stock up on the things that you need on a regular basis. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.